What's cooking, Bianconeri? Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for the post-match live reaction. Well, I guess not live, but live for us. Right after the game, going over our feelings, our thoughts over what we just witnessed with the Lazio-Juventus match. Some positive things, especially after a down, especially for me, it's been a down a couple of weeks for Italian football with me dealing with what's been going on there. But it's a nice little bounce back, continuing to build off of the performance we saw at the end of I don't know exactly how to say this. Well, just the Fiorentina match. That's what I'll say. Just winning the Fiorentina match, coming back, and then also bringing home another win here. With me today, as always, is my friend Alejandro Fancello. Am I saying that right? I realize I've never asked you the right pronunciation.
It's okay.
Well, I want to make sure I get it right because people say my name wrong all the time, so it's fine.
You can say Mr. Pessimistic.
Yes.
Which is not true. Because I predicted a 3-1 win and Julian said 2-2. So.
Right? Well,
It
there
is
you
what
go.
it is.
Yeah, Mr. Optimist. But anyway, well, let's just go ahead. What would you think about today's game? I'll give my thoughts after yours, so I'll just go ahead and let you have the floor for now.
So in the preview, I said we just needed to win. It's a 6-pointer because we're chasing top 4 and they're above us. I think so. Yeah, they were above us. But just in general, we needed the 6 points against these teams because we messed up against the quote-unquote weaker teams. But I think it wasn't aesthetically amazing. It wasn't, but we were solid. I think Chesney had nothing to do. He didn't have to make one save. So that's positive once again.
Did he not have one, or did he?
Yeah, he may have one, but nothing where you said, amazing, what a save. I never had the feeling Lazio were gonna score. I never did. So that's good. I think Lazio helped us. They made 2 clumsy mistakes, and Bonucci took them and he put it away. Great, because it's not easy to take a penalty, as we have seen, and he put them away. You should put away a penalty. So that's that.
Mm-hmm.
The only downside, if there's a downside, is our final decision making is not good enough. We had a lot of space, Lazio, I don't say they weren't wide open at the back, but they left a lot of space, and then Chiesa, he made some mistakes with laying the ball off to Kulusevski overthinking things, Morata overthinking things, Keane just hitting straight on Chiesa twice, so that's basically continues to be a problem. And I know people say, you don't need to talk about it. We want to know, but just moving forward, it's still a problem because it has been a problem for the last weeks. So that needs to improve because there was a lot of space, but we just made some stupid decisions at the end.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's also I don't want to, like I said again, I don't want to be negative today. It's a positive. It's a good win. It's a really good win to get the season, back on and on a good footing. But also, there is a bit of me that's always down low. That's the 2 goals were from the spot, kind of thing. It was one of those situations where it's I do wish they at least pulled one back. I wish Chiesa would have been able to finish. I wish Kulusevski would have not bumbled a couple of opportunities. Morata, Keane at the end there. There are a lot of missed opportunities, which I feel like is becoming a theme throughout the season. Because easily this game could have been 3-4-0, if we're being honest.
Yeah, it should. We had some good chances. It wasn't constant pressure from us, but we had the chances.
Bonucci also at the beginning of the second half. Sorry, I just remember that was one I didn't want to leave out either. That was one that easily. Just some. I mean, again, I'm not trying to be negative right after a positive win, after whatever, but it is. There's some important pieces when you're thinking of the bigger picture down the line of what you want this team to win and what they're capable of winning. It's a very important aspect to think about there. So I guess moving on, from what did you see that you liked the most from today from the team, and what did you like the least? Does that make sense? I'm trying to go for exactly.
Okay, so the least we didn't take away. We didn't take our chances, or we were sloppy up front. So that's the least. What I liked was we were solid. Again, there's a bit down to Lazio because I expected a lot of pressure. They didn't. Maybe they couldn't. I don't know. But there wasn't a lot of pressure. And it, like, not for the entire 90 minutes, but for like good portions of the game, we kept the ball quite easy in the team and was quite clean at moments.
Yeah.
Which I was scared. I was scared for Pellegrini. He played all right today. He still makes some stupid like decision making. That's who he is. But he was all right today. So that's positive because like the games I've seen him play, I was scared because I've seen whenever he played, it wasn't good. I don't care what people say. It wasn't good today. He was good. Like in the first 10 minutes, he struggled with Lazzari, but just throughout the game, he was good. So that, and also Rabiot. I think he had a good game.
Yeah.
I think he did. He finally did what he's supposed to do with the body he has. Like he was winning duels. Like he was keeping the ball. He was making those runs, which he should be doing. Like keeping Milinkovic off his back. So that's positive again.
Yeah.
You've seen that before. Like he plays one of these games and then he goes on a bad run once again. So let's see. Let's see how we'll do against Chelsea because that's
right.
Different.
I don't know. See, I know you've hinted about Chelsea before. Or you texted it in the group earlier. I don't know. I mean, I mean, it's not that I'm worried. It doesn't matter. The game doesn't matter. I mean, for money, it matters.
Yeah.
But but there is some worry about if I'm just a fan, I just want to win every match.
Yeah.
It is a little bit, but then also I felt that way before Chelsea the first time too. But of course, Chelsea's really clicking right now, so maybe it's not exactly comparable, to really make that assumption. But at the same time, we'll see what happens. It's a game. Luckily, the game isn't really that drastically important besides financially.
Need to win. They need to win.
Yeah.
So they need to win.
Exactly. Anyway, I kind of want to get into, so I'm glad you brought up Luca Pellegrini because I was going to ask you some of your thoughts on him because I know, and, we talked about it too. Our members did in our member chat. If you haven't already, guys, make sure you join our member squad. All of these videos really are brought to you by them. They make all this possible. So make sure you click down in the link below. But we were talking because they were praising some of Luca Pellegrini's play, and I came in and it's maybe it's just the way my mind works since we do these videos now. It's a little bit different than just sitting back and watching a game. Now it's like, okay, that's something I need to talk about. That's something that's important. Something he just did. And when I saw Luca Pellegrini, literally not only just he left the ball, he played it way too far away from him, and the guy took it, and then he immediately fouls the guy. Immediately,
he kicked him.
Yeah, it made no sense at all for doing that. So that kind of, I think that kind of preconceived my notion of how this game was going to go for him, which was wrong. He ended up playing decently better at the end, but that's why I'm glad you commented on that because I wanted to get your thoughts on Luca Pellegrini.
Yeah, because people think I have an agenda against him. I don't have an agenda. Like up to now, he didn't play well, and even before when he joined us. So it's not based on the period just with us, just in general. Today, the first 10 minutes, it wasn't good. I was scared. And then he picked it up. So I praise him because he was good, especially in the second half. Like, his side was on lock. So that's credit to him. Because, again, at the end of the day, I want Bernardeschi to perform. I want every player to perform because that means we're doing well. But I'm not going to overhype just basic things. Like, I know the standards are on the floor in some positions.
Yeah.
But again, it's a long season. We're gonna need him if he doesn't leave in January. And looking at Danilo's issue, which looks kind of serious, I don't think he's gonna leave because De Sciglio is always injured. It's basically the Italian Ramsey. Sandro, he picks up some injuries. Then you only have Danilo and Pellegrini. So I think he's gonna stay until the end of the season. Which is also because you're not gonna get money for them. It's gonna be a loan, so it doesn't make sense. It's just keep him.
Which is unfortunate, just because De Sciglio in the games we've seen him play this season, he's played pretty well. But yeah. I mean, that's one thing. I'm glad you said it because I think it's important for people watching these videos to realize, we may be viewed as more of a negative channel, or maybe that's how we were perceived. But honestly, what it is we're just real fans. When I say real, I don't want to say real fans like people aren't, but we're just honest fans who we're critical of what we see because we're Juventus fans. We expect more from our team. Yeah. This isn't Salernitana or whatever have you. And we're not going to come on here and just cheerlead for teams or players that aren't doing well or that can perform better.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Or you at least expect more if they, are getting paid the amount they're getting paid. So yeah, we're going to praise them. We're just not going to be cheerleaders. Moving on, I also want to talk about, how exactly did the formation, because I was, to be honest, to be frank, I was watching it on my phone again. So did they, when I looked up, something had them lined up as was it a 3-1-4-2? Or
No,
was it?
We started off with a 3-5-2. Then
3-5-2.
Kulusevski came off.
Yeah.
It was basically what the hell was that? It was basically 4-4. What the hell am I saying? So it was basically, that was a strange, because at times it was a 4-4-2 with Kulusevski up there.
Yeah.
And Chiesa interchanged. And then in some moments of the game it switched back to a 3-5-2, which I didn't like. Mm-hmm. And then he went for a 4-3-3 also. I think it was around the 16 minutes. I like that more.
Yeah.
Because it kept Chiesa on the left more, and the ball, which he won the penalty, he had so much space. Kulusevski picked him up perfectly, and that's what I like more. Like, you need to get Chiesa in open field. Like, then he becomes dangerous if he has just grass in front of him, basically, and not like he needs to dribble past 4, 5, 6 players.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
yeah.
Well, I was going to say real quick while you're talking about Chiesa. Speaking of which, one of our members asked, I think it was Kiwan, I believe. I apologize if I was wrong. But anyway, they were asking what your thoughts on that. On Chiesa was playing pretty far back in some circumstances.
Yeah, especially in the first half. Yeah.
Which is weird.
Half, he moved up. He moved up that pitch.
It was kind of confusing, though, as the second striker. I guess after Danilo came on and you bring Kulusevski, he's able to do that because you're able to kind of utilize him more in the wing, like he would be more comfortable doing. But it was odd seeing him. I don't know if it almost felt like he was picking up other people's slack in some instances.
Yeah, he was. But in the second half, he moved up. Yeah. Especially the last half an hour, he moved up. But that's position he should be playing in, to be honest. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. I did have and I'll let you give your thoughts. Sorry, I don't want to just dominate with my questions, but I did have another question I wanted to ask you. Because I noticed a couple of things he was doing well in the first half, but then he kind of pattered off a little bit for me. What were your thoughts on Winston McKennie's performance today? Compared to,
it was anonymous. It was anonymous. He worked hard. He closed down space. Again, I'm not, because people use that. He did that. Just on the ball, he wasn't on point today. Like, he made some bad passes, some dangerous passes if you lose the ball in that position.
Yeah.
The last 10 minutes, he picked it up because he was winning finally his duels and he was winning back balls. But just throughout the game, I think he was the worst player. I mean, I'm not saying he had a disaster of a game, but he was very anonymous. Just on the ball, it wasn't sparkling, if you know what I mean. He didn't make those runs also. And then, okay, so Danilo, how do you say that? Adductor. Do you say that in English?
Is it abductor?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that behind you at the?
Yeah, like a rear something. Do you have it? Do you have it available right here since we're doing this?
It's Romeo tweeted out. I know what it means in Italian, but I cannot translate it to English.
I'll pull it up right now while we're talking. Since we're doing this,
so that's at least a month. So that's bad news.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you said as soon as it happened.
He shouldn't have made that tackle. He went in full power, unneeded. He basically injured himself. Like, it wasn't needed to go in there like that, and that's bad news for us.
I mean, you can really see after they replayed that collision. I have it right here. Romeo Agrestis is an adductor problem for Danilo to be evaluated within the next few hours. But more than likely, like you said, that's a month.
That's a month. That's until the winter break, basically. So that's
a big loss
for us. That's a big loss. I know people do the Cancelo thing, but he's an important player for us. Period.
Yeah,
he is. He's one of the most consistent players. It's that simple. He plays his games week in, week out. So, but McKennie. Oh yeah.
Well, that's. Go ahead.
No. I want to say it wasn't a disaster of a performance, but if you needed to pick the worst one, he was the worst one in my opinion.
Yeah, it was close between two for me. I ended up going more with Kulusevski. I think maybe there's a couple of moments that he ended up playing a little bit better that maybe I could end up taking away. But there were just some that were just so.
Yeah, I know.
He just that that drive by Chiesa that he made, and then Kulusevski just
But
he wet his pants. And I mean, I know there's only so much you
I
can do.
saw Julian say in the chat, but I didn't like the pass from Chiesa in the first place. Like it was behind him a bit. Like he's on the left. Kulusevski's a left footer. He had all the space. Just put it on a plate for him. Give Kulusevski the time to just take a one-time hit. But he just put it a bit again. He shit his pants, like you said. Like he took way too much time on it. But he needs to basically take a step back to control that ball. That's what I meant when I opened basically the show or this video by saying we missed some opportunities up front, like those simple passes where you just can put a player in front of a goal and you put it a bit too wide and it's gone. But yeah.
Absolutely. Let me actually want to pull up this because I know we want to try to avoid this, but I'm going to talk about it to wrap up the show when we do this. Any other little thoughts? Do you have your player of the match and then your least valuable player for right now? And then we'll get into the live video later today, guys. Talk about everything.
So my player of the match is Bonucci. Like he played a good game, solid game, and he took. For me, it were pressure penalties because we were not in a good situation. And he took 2 of them. He took them perfectly. So he's my man of the match. I know maybe that sounds weird, but at the end of the day, he scored 2 goals and we won 2-0. So, yeah.
And then, I guess you already gave mine. You said the least valuable would have been McKennie in this circumstance.
I'm not saying he was awful, but it was anonymous for me.
Yeah, it's one of those moments. I guess that's where my argument kind of thing is. It's do I think of the person who was, and I think I used to give this award all the time when I do my ratings, like you said, the most anonymous player. It's usually a midfielder, usually a Rabiot, usually a Pindicker, somebody like that who usually I give that to. But yeah, McKennie was. I remember he had like 1 or 2 decent plays in the first half, and then after that, I forgot he was even out there on the field.
Yeah.
So, and then it's either that or it's I remember the bad plays by Kulusevski. So it's always a toss up between the two that you can really go after. As it stands with match day today, I know it's dangerous to do this because we don't like to look at it, but Juventus right now is tied with Lazio for 5th place with 21 points right now. The only reason I even look at it now, and we've always said don't look at it, but it doesn't seem as impossible or improbable that they'll have a top 4 finish as it's right now, and that's.
But I just want to look at it because next week is Atalanta. If you lose a game, everything was for nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't look at it because we need to win that game next week again because I think they are in front of us also with 4 points more, 5.
Yep, 25 and fourth place, yeah, or tied for 3rd really with Inter.
How many points do we have? 21.
We have 21. Yep.
So you need to win that game. If you imagine losing that game, that's 7 points.
Yeah.
I know people say, "Oh, it's a long season," but it's done. We have seen that we can lose against anyone on any given day. So next week, it's a must-win game. If you don't win that game, for me, it's for nothing again.
Yeah, and it's also a really good footing to get Juventus going and moving because, say you beat Atalanta, that's 3 more points. Then you go, and again, I know this Juventus, I know this from last year and this year, can drop points to anybody sometimes if they're not playing well. But after that, you've got, of course, I'm forgetting about Chelsea, that's before Atalanta, but that doesn't matter when it comes to the Serie A. You got Salernitana, and then after that in December, you got Genoa, you got Venezia, you got Bologna and Cagliari before the winter break, or maybe not winter break, but maybe before the is it a winter break?
Yeah,
let's check it out.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah, before the winter break, you've got a great chance to make up some points.
So it's only Atalanta, basically.
Yeah, and then you've got chances.
With all due respect, because like you said, we drop points against the lesser teams also. So yeah, if you win again, you need to win. Not if you win. If you win on Saturday, next Saturday.
Yes.
Then you have a very good shot at going in January with a very positive feeling. If you do your business, if you do what is expected from you to do, because Atalanta, still needs to play some tough games. Mm-hmm. Same for Lazio, same for Milan, same for Inter. We play them all at the moment.
Yeah.
So it should be something positive. If we do what we need to. Again, we have a lot of injuries, so that's why I'm not looking at the table. I'm just taking game by game. Next, Chelsea.
Absolutely. Yep. Chelsea, and then we can move on to there. But there's something to be said there because once you hit January as well, though, things ratchet up a little bit. You got Napoli, Roma, Inter. Well, that's a Super Copa though, and then Udinese and Milan again. So it's January's not gonna be hard, not gonna be easy. I mean, not gonna be hard. But yeah, so definitely a lot to look forward to. Hopefully Juventus can get back on the right footing. Happy with the way today's performance went, and definitely hopefully to build on that momentum going through the season. Any other final words today that you have for our show that we're doing?
No, that's it. Just happy. I predicted a win. I said 3-1. We didn't concede, so that's even better. We won. We did what we needed to. We won a must-win game. Against a basically direct competitor, so that's positive.
Absolutely, and that's what I guess. I don't want to sound like I don't care, but at the same point, do whatever you do against Chelsea, but keep everybody healthy, and let's get the win Saturday against Atalanta. All right, guys, we appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, as well as consider joining our member squad. Link in the description down below, as well as if you look on our graphic, that'll give you everything you need to know from badges, exclusive content, to call-in shows that you guys will be able to do with us. Make sure you check that out as well. Also follow us at all our social media platforms. They are in the graphic down below as well.